Welcome to Chennai, Udayji, and on behalf of the Shruti Foundation, I'm so happy to welcome you to perform for us. Half our audience today will not know anything about Dhrupad.
Yeah.
So I'd like you to tell us,
Correct.
some basic information about your genre of music.
Yeah. According to Hindustani Raga Sangeet system, when the ragas were formed, because it's all started with the Omkar and then Naad and then Vedas and then Chanda and Prabandhas and then Dhrupad comes. So when the ragas were formed, I think to sing ragas, Dhrupad was the first system which came to existence, and in that you sing and you play as well. So like in olden days, we used to have the Veena, the Rudra Veena, and Dhrupad singing. And then after that, many of Dhrupad schools turned into Khayal slowly, but that happened about maybe 100-150 years ago.
You mentioned Khayal and Dhrupad. Many people maybe went over to Khayal from Dhrupad. Udayji, what is the difference between Dhrupad and Khayal?
The difference is actually, I always say like it's like tea and coffee, because there is a water, milk and sugar required in both, and so the difference is actually many Khayal singers who believe in this system. There are some gharanas of Khayal who don't really necessarily believe that there is a our ancestor or our forefather Dhrupad influenced us so much. But many gharanas of Khayal singers, because their ancestral was Dhrupadiya. For instance, Aladiya Khan Sahab of Jaipur Gharana, he was a Dhrupadiya. Haddu Hassu Khan Sahab of Gwalior Gharana was Dhrupadiya. Kirana Gharana's founder Bande Ali Khan Sahab was a Veena player, and many other gharanas, even certain extent, Bade Ghulam Ali Khan Sahab very much influenced by Dhrupad, I think all the gharanas, the forefathers were Dhrupadiyas. So I still feel that when they think of purity of swaras, vistar of swara raga, and badhat and purity of raga, all this comes from Dhrupad. Because when you think of a note very deep, if you have to think, then it comes to the Dhrupad, and singing, and then slowly it changed because of the Muslim influence. The Qawwali came to our country, and then some people have believed that this this kind of akar tanas of Khayal of Qawwali came to Khayal, and then the slow and this kind of thing they took from Dhrupad, and then the Khayal was somehow, that is one belief. I don't know what is the truth of it, but I still feel that 60 to 70% even today's Khayal performance has Dhrupad influence in it. Dhrupad is the truth, it's said by so many musicians. I'm not saying it because I am a singer of this, but it has been said by so many senior musicians that Dhrupad is ultimate truth. You cannot say, because it is like Janani, so you cannot say that we are born without mother, So.
How did you become a Drupadiya? What drew you to that form of music?
That's an interesting question. You see, I'm Maharashtrian, but I was born and brought up in Madhya Pradesh. In Madhya Pradesh, like we have two main cities, Indore and Gwalior. The two main cities were ruled by Sindhia and Holkars,
Okay.
and they were Maharashtrian Maratha people, you know. So somehow in Maharashtrian community music was there, you know, like in north of India, if you see, there are two communities dominate this music art form, you know, Maharashtrian and Bengalis, you know. I was born in near Ujjain, and in 1981 in Bhopal, there was this cultural secretary called Ashok Vajpayee. You know him probably. So Ashok ji and along with Mani Kaul and Kumar Gandharva and some other people, they thought that we should have uh, we should revive these art forms, you know, like, because what happened that everywhere khayal singing, tabla, harmonium and sitar, they are still most popular things, these four things. But people were forgetting Dhrupad, tappa singing and pakhavaj, sarangi, veena, all that. So they started these centers for that, these to revive
Dhrupad
Dhrupad and all these forms, you know, which were on the path of vanishing. So one day I was just reading a newspaper. I was 15-year-old. I'm born in 66. So I was just reading a newspaper in my neighbor's house, and I suddenly saw an advertisement that there is a Dhrupad Center. They are going to start Dhrupad Center, and people who are interested in Dhrupad should apply only. And it will be in Guru Shishya Parampara. You have to leave everything, stay with Guru, and whatever Guru says, you just do that, and you are not allowed to do anything. It was for 4 years. So I just asked my parents and I asked my guru who was teaching me basically khayal. But I was attending a Gwalior Gharana school in Ujjain, because Ujjain was ruled by Sindhia, Gwalior. So we had this Madhav Sangeet Mahavidyalaya, you know, on the name of Madhav Maharaj, Madhav Sindhia. So I just applied for it, and then I got selected, and I asked my parents and my guru that should I apply for this. They said, of course you do. So my parents didn't think for 5 minutes even that what will happen to you, and I was doing my 10th standard studies, and I was not very good in academics, because somehow probably my destiny was to become music, yes. So I applied for it, and I was selected, and then I stayed there in Bhopal from 81 to 85, 4 years, and then 86 I came to Mumbai, because I wanted to continue my study with my Bade Guruji Zia Mohiuddin Dakar Sahab, the Rudra Veena maestro. When I went to learn Dhrupad, many people told me, because being a Maharashtrian, because Maharashtrian people are mostly khayal singers, and they also sing abhang and bhakti, bhav geet and all these things, you know. So they were saying, oh, why have you chosen Dhrupad? This is dead art. Nobody is singing, and it has all limitations, and it has no freedom in singing, and many things, you know, like it has no beauty, and it has nothing, you know, like it is all lay ka gana hai ye sab. So and nobody listens nowadays and all that, you know. So I was like 16, 17, and I used to ask my Ustad, why people talk so bad about Dhrupad, you know. So because I am enjoying learning with you, I feel I am blessed, you know. So he said, I mean, the Bade Ustad Zia Mohiuddin Dakar used to say always that, beta tumko अच्छा लग रहा है? So I said, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है. Then I said, he would say, then you continue, don't care for people, what people will say. People were saying that, but I really never bothered about it, because I never learned, I never sing even today for people, because it is the music has such tremendous alaukik is indescribable power, you know, and it's once you try to get connected with it, and then it takes you to a very high level where everything becomes secondary in life. Everything becomes secondary. So this is how I started, and what happened when I went to my guru, then our sadhana would start at 4 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, and standing just sa 1 hour with Tanpura. And I tell you, Ramnaranji, the way I heard Tanpura tuned in my Ustad's house, in Ustad's Gurukul, I have never seen anywhere, just Tanpura. Because, I mean, I'm not against of harmonium and Swarmandal and electronic and whatever, this all. But pure Tanpura has some very different magic. But that those Tanpura has to be on that quality,
Yes.
and the player should be good also. If you make even 2 lakh rupee Tanpura and if player is not good, it will not work. So first of all, the player has to be very good, and the Tanpura quality has to be good. In Dhrupad, we just don't. I mean, there is a sa re ga ma re sa re sa ga ma re sa. All this is there, but there is also, besides that, there is also very deep thinking of going very deep into one note, and then very subtle nuances of that note, the shed, the color, the timbre, and the swabhav within one note. Just within one note to find that how this note changes, Sometimes I have demonstrated different pancham and different shadj even.
Yeah, that I heard. You said there are 2 strategies that you have heard, right?
So I mean, but it doesn't go to Komal Devat, or even not Komal Devat. Komal Devat is pretty far. Even doesn't touch to the very first stair of Komal Devat, and still it will remain Pancham, So, because this all training we got from Veena. So that's why in
You learned to play the veena.
No, I didn't learn. I just I was taught by singing. But sometimes Ustad would play the veena, and because in veena you can hear more clear, the
Yes.
Yeah. So he would, and it takes some years to prepare your ear also, I didn't understood that in first 4 or 5 years, It took me many years to understand what are the differences, all this. So we do the raga vistar, but we also do a kind of vistar within one note, which is very rare, which you will rarely find in khayal. Just one note and having one note in different vistar with one note. And it has to come within my order, then I can speak about it, that look, this is the vistar. It is not like electric switch that you switch it on and vistar is there. No. I need to reach to that level, that in that aura of that note, the power of that one note, and it calls me, and then I can say that, look, this is it, But this is the basic difference, and the swar sadhana and alap. Alap is the most difficult part, I think, of raga music, because alap is just not that you are developing a note by note. No, that is a one kind of technique, or that is one kind of thought behind it. But actually, alap needs, first of all, it needs a lot of swara sadhana, raga shuddhi, raga talim, that you know the perfect way of singing raga, and then you need to have lot of imagination for creating alap, because even if I am tuneful and I know the rag, but that will not work. Alap will not work.
Yeah.
I have to have so much imagination power to present a rag, alap, because we when we sing alap, we are not singing only notes. Technically it will sound that we are singing note, but we are always creating a dialogue. We are always creating painting. We are doing theater into it. We are having conversation between the devotee and God, or between Nayak and Nayika, or between a small baby and mother. There are so many emotions. So it's same time it's quite abstract art. And another good aspect about it, that people can think this music, or they can relate with alap with on their own way. I feel much more happier when I meet people when they say, there are people, अरे आपने ये राग बहुत अच्छा गाया, ये ऐसा भी हो सकता है राग, you can, that is fine, but I also meet people who come from theatre, who come from mathematics, who come from architect. So I have met some architect in Los Angeles. She was talking to me about 40 minutes. So I said, look, I don't know, but I can only tell you that there is, suppose you have a like something, some square of 4 inches by 4 inches, and that square will remain always 4 inches by 4 inches as a piece of wood or something, and you want to fit it somewhere. So what is around it, and it same, this 4 inches will change so many times, but where you put it, where you use it. So this kind of, so we have the same note, but how you use it, it changes, the meaning of the same note changes. So there is so much to study, and it is just, I mean, it's sometimes it becomes very difficult to speak about it, because I mean, I can speak, but like sometimes it is it gives so much that you cannot speak about it.
It's a very emotional thing.
Yeah, of course.
Your school of Dhrupad is known as Dagarwani. Dhrupad has so many Muslim practitioners,
Yes.
and of course Hindu as well.
Yes.
So it's a very beautiful thing I
Yes,
feel in
yes,
Indian
yes,
music.
yes. And actually, our most Muslim musicians, they were converted, and I'm telling you, the 80%, even today's musician, 80% who are names are Muslim, but they don't believe any religion, because for musician, even I being Hindu, I don't necessarily feel I am very happy if I go to temple. My God is my tanpura and my sound.
That's wonderful.
That's there where I get everything of my life. So I don't need to go to any temple or any Baba or any, I don't go even, like.
But you see God in your music when you're listening or when you're singing. And,
Yeah. Yes, of course, because swar itself is a because like the people say that you can feel the God, you feel the power of God. And what happens when we because we do travel a lot, so many times we plan for something and we think, oh no, we should travel like this, or we should go there, or we should plan like this, and then something else happens, and then that else, whatever has happened, it was much better than the original thought what I was thinking. So there I feel the presence of God, that that many times
something that happens instantaneously.
Yes.
During a concert, maybe, while suddenly something occurs to you in a flash.
See what happens, it's like very there are two very simple example I would like to give. Like people say that you recite this Gayatri mantra for 108 times or 1008 times, whatever. Why? Because like you should become one with it. So ekaroop is the most important thing. Why we sing one note again and again, because to get one with it. And what happened, that Indian classical, the raga music, I call it raga sangeet, was never a performing art unless it came to the court. And even today, if we can only enjoy a concert where artist himself or herself is completely merged into music, otherwise we will not enjoy that concert. Most people will not. Once you are ekaroop with that, so then everything is it is indescribable. It is so high power that it I would rather say it if I am not exaggerating, it takes you to heaven. Being a live person, it takes you to heaven. आप जीते जी स्वर्ग पहुंच जाते हैं.
Are there days when it doesn't happen?
Of course. This is, and I, what I feel and I want to live. I mean, I wish to. I don't want to plan anything. For art is not a planning. Because there are ragas, which has rules and regulation. Of course, I am not going any. If I am singing Indolam, I will not sing Pancham in it, Malkosh. I will not sing Pancham or Rishabh. Or for any raga, I will not. But even 40 years of learning, I am still learning, and I will be always a student. And everybody is student of music. There is nothing new. Because it never comes, this feeling never comes ki I know this swar, I know this raga. Will never come this in life. This feeling will never come that I know this note, or I know this raga, or I know this tala. No. There is no question of knowing it.
So, what is the future of Dhrupad? When you started, it was being written off.
So slowly what happened that I had a difficult time also, like many years, very little concerts, few concerts, and but I really thank God that I didn't write to any organizer that this is my cassette and my biodata, can you keep my program? I have never done that. Till today, I have never done that.
Amazing.
And whatever I got because of people's love, and then they feel that I am capable of singing, performing, they call me. Otherwise, it's all fine. And also, I have come to know that even if you earn so much money and so much name, finally, it's not going to work with you. Finally, life works that how you lived your life. There are so many examples in India also who didn't want to have Dhrupad concert, and then they had Dhrupad concert, and then they have been constantly inviting again and again, many times. And that happened in West also. Some people say, Dhrupad nahi, humko nahi chahiye. Then one of my friends said, "Arey, ek baar aap to rakh to lo." So he said, "Okay, if you are saying I am keeping, but I am not interested." The organizer said. And then I sang, and then the organizer stood up and then said, "Whenever you are here in this city, you have to come and perform for us." So he changed. So many people have changed, and sometimes people say, "No, audience don't want to listen." Audience has no relation. It is just some organizers have this kind of. But it is now. It is. I think it's over, and I also never feel that if some organization doesn't invite me, that I never feel bad about it. I feel as good as with them, as good as people I have performed. Because if it will come, it will come, and even if I don't perform, what is wrong? Even if I don't perform in some important music festival, what is wrong with me? For me, more important to do my sadhana. If it comes, it will come. It doesn't come, doesn't come. So, but it is. I always have 10-15 concerts in hands. Never it happens, like कि ऐसा कभी होता नहीं है, and it's all going well. There are lots of students learning, and more students learning. I have to say sorry, I don't have time.
Do you listen to other genres of music? And what inspires you in music?
Honestly saying, I don't get really time to listen. I don't get even time to listen Dhrupad, first of all, because there are so much going on, When I get time, I do listen all type of music, and only the thing is that it should be my taste, because every individual has some taste, Even if you put like a very general person who just listen little bit music, if you put MS Subbulakshmi or Amir Khan Sahab, maybe 4 people you are putting, 2 may dislike, 2 may like it, So it's like very subjective, and that nothing is wrong about it, So if it is my taste, I listen anything jazz, any Arabic music, or any music from Africa or European or anything, I mean Bulgarian also, and Spanish, and sometimes this classical, Western classical also I listen. when I listen music, especially the classical music, I need to have peace of mind. Peace of mind means should not be any. I should not be disturbed by phone. I should not be called that. Look, there is a phone for you, or can you come? Like if I am at home, like so. This has happened that I was listening something serious music, and then I was called for some important. Then I just have to switch it off, because it just. So I cannot again listen it, because just the mood is gone then. So, but I do listen, and I love Carnatic music as well, because our Guru never told us that Carnatic music is very far or Hindustani is. In fact, Dhrupad Alap is very close to Ragam Tanam Pallavi, and there are some musicians, when I was listening them, I really felt that I should share a stage with them, because it's such a, I feel so close many times, and like my Guru used to play Kamboji, which nobody plays, nobody sings. We do sing that Kamboji. Vardhini we sing, Gange Bhushani we sing, and I mean Hansudhwani is very popular. Everybody sings Hansudhwani, Charukeshi. Charukeshi is also very popular, but few ragas, like Kanakangini. So we have Dhrupad in that, all that,
Can you talk about your gurus? You had two of them.
Unfortunately, both are not in this world now, but every shishya loves his or her guru, because it's obvious, because most of musicians, they have wonderful relation between shishya and guru. So same I had, and one thing, like I want to say that for 30 years, my Chote Ustad is younger brother, so we call him Chote Ustad, Fariduddin Sahab. He never said to me that, oh, you are singing good and very good. He never said that to me. But I remember he always used to, ऐसे करते थे जब मैं गाता था कुछ, and he always used to, and he would never say in front of me, but he would speak to others, that, and but I never remembered in 30 years. He even said, I tell you, one day what happened, after, it was just after 31 years, being with him. It was in 2012. We did a Guru Shibir, that everybody all the students were there, and then I sang in the evening, and next morning he was performing. So early evening I sang. And then रात को मैं उनके पैर दबा रहा था, So he said, अच्छा, I never dare to ask Ustad how did I sing, because I don't like to ask this. I know what I will sing, So I never ask anybody, or never I ask my Guru also. Guru never I ask, So that day even he said that, आज तुम वैसे ठीक गाए. Means you today you were okay, not like very good or something. आज तुम वैसे ठीक गाए, but this was ठीक from him was like a great blessing. And then in Udaipur again his 80th birthday was celebrated again in 2012. So that time I touched his feet, because there were sofas in the beginning and there were chairs. So मैंने उनको नमस्कार किया, stage पर गया, and after I sang, and then I came down, and then I saw him. He stood up, though he would never stood up for any student, And at heart he was like a child, He was very soft person, But he stood up and he hugged me, and then he did like this to me, and he had little tears in his eyes. So he didn't say anything, but that was his blessings, So that was enough for me. And another big blessing I got when I was just 21-year-old in 1987, when I was singing, and Aminuddin Dagar, the elder Dagar brothers, Aminuddin Sahab heard me for first time, and then immediately after my singing was over, he announced a gold medal.
Wonderful.
So that was these few things were amazingly.
What about Zia Muhyiddin Dagar?
He was always, I had 10 years time with him, and It was first time I traveled with him to Europe. And with Zia Mohiuddin Sahib, I must say that after coming to Mumbai, my singing changed so much. I mean, look, I have two gurus, but I cannot say that one is 51 and one is 49. I even I cannot make like one is 49.9 and one is 51.1. I cannot do that. It's just like I cannot. It doesn't come to mind, and both are equal for me. Both are one for me. So I cannot. And both had very different kind of temperament. Finally, I think both were very soft inside, and they were really open. They were really honest, and they were not hiding. Both of them, they were not hiding anything. But but they had a different temperament. Like Bade Ustad was, like Manikol very nicely described once that Bade Ustad. What is the character of Bade Ustad? So he would say Bade Ustad's music and his character was, suppose there is a sun, then he will provide the water, the pray like this, okay, I am offering to you. And Chote Ustad will say, why don't you come here, because you're too far, come here, let's meet here, this kind of,
Yeah.
so I would say that I got the Vidya from both Guru, but peace and dedication I got from sort of more from Bade Ustad, and the confidence and the fun of it and love, I got it from Chote Ustad.
For the benefit of the first time listener, what pattern can he expect in today's concert?
I would really like to say that he should not come with any plan. He should just the listener should come without any plan. That would be great for me. They might come from something very new idea,
Yeah.
that we felt this or we felt that, and that is absolutely fine, because art is to let you feel something different than what you have been feeling the whole day, or past 1 week or 2 weeks, or anything, like if you see painting, you should go with that painting for some time. That color should be that should tell you something, to do something different, or to feel something different, or it should change your the mentality and the daily routine while you listen, or when you go to any art is for that. It should make a positive change within you.
Do you think music or art in general can bring about peace in this world?
It does bring. So I have been going to Bangladesh and I am so amazed. People call it Muslim country, but I don't see. I mean, there are of course names Muslim, but it's all Bengali culture there. It brings, definitely, it brings so much peace. There are 50,000 people in the concert in Bangladesh.
Wow,
50,000.
incredible.
It was in a stadium. Shiv Kumar Sharma said that people who say only that Bollywood or this light, what you call it, this kind of music brings crowd, but they should come and watch here what happens here. 5 nights they listen music, 5 nights, 5 overnights.
Fantastic.
Nobody would like to fight after, or think even bad after going to a good concert or seeing a good piece of art or being in art field, because art brings you close. Art brings you to a different state of mind. It takes you that, and if it takes you, that art suits you.
On that wonderful note,
Thank
very
you.
moving note.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
last season